Hey beauties, welcome back for another segment of Kim Cooks Live. And today we're going to be making a really great smoothie for spring, which is great for energy and brightening your skin as we go into summer. And it's really easy and it's great. And I was just thinking, wow, we haven't made any smoothies on the show at all. So I thought it'd be fun to make a smoothie today as we go into the weekend. Smoothies are always great for energy and a really quick meal. They're really filling because they have the fiber and the juice intact. So as you guys know, I'm a huge smoothie fan. Glowing green smoothie, power protein smoothie. I usually have at least 2 smoothies a day. And every Sunday, if you guys didn't know, I put out a new smoothie recipe. It's our Smoothie Sundays. So this is a variation of a recipe that we put out just a few weeks ago. Bubby's crawling on the floor. Hey, Bubby. Mommy's almost done. Mommy's doing a little video. The actual recipe was the coconut blueberry acai. And today we're going to be doing a strawberry for 2 reasons. The first is I ate all the blueberries. And the second reason is because I went strawberry picking. We went to this local farm a couple weeks ago, and there were so many strawberries. I put some in the freezer. So that's what I have today. As you guys know, I'm all about modifying the recipes. So we're going to be adding some strawberries instead, and I also have some different spices I want to add from an Ayurvedic standpoint, which are really great to use this time of year. Hi guys, Lori from New York and Jessica from Syracuse. I hope you guys are having a really great day. Nancy says calories in smoothies, and should I be concerned about the sugar? So when it comes to smoothies, what's great again is about the fiber. So it's a controlled and sustained energy release. With fruit, the thing with sugar is, it's a complete nutritional package. It has all these different cofactors that work together, which is what makes fruit such a powerful beauty food. It's got antioxidants and enzymes and vitamins and all different types of compounds. There's a study I referenced in the Beauty Detox Power about apple. They measured half a cup of apple and they found like thousands of different different substances that work together to create a vitamin C-like effect. But when they measured the actual vitamin C, it was much less. The amount of vitamin C was much less than they thought based on the activity. And not to nerd out and talk about studies when we're making a fun smoothie, but I just want to say that it's really about the whole foods together. Now, if you have candida, if you have some type of blood sugar issue, you may want to avoid sweet fruit for a while. This is something I talk about in the Blossoming Beauty phase of the Beauty Detox Solution. I had really bad candida for a long time, so I didn't eat sweet fruit for about a year. And then when I got balanced, I started eating fruit again, and I found that with proper food combining, with proper beauty food pairing, my body handles fruit really well. But I don't have refined sugars. I don't have refined starches, but I do have whole fruit. Now, that being said, there's different fruit in this smoothie. There's no almond milk. There's no protein powder or anything. This is a really light smoothie. I'm going to tell you guys about the ingredients now. There's going to be strawberry in it. There's going to be some coconut water as our base, which is really hydrating. Hydration is the base of really supple, healthy skin. Also really healthy hair. Dehydration is a reason our hair doesn't grow well, because our hair follicles get dehydrated and the hair can get brittle or fall out. So the base of our smoothie is going to be the coconut water, which I'm a huge fan of, especially going into this time of year. And then I'm going to add these berries. I'm going to assume it's about a cup. The original recipe, again, is blueberries, which I'm a huge fan of. So if you have some blueberries, feel free to use that as well. And now I have beauty food that I've talked about for a long time. This is acai. Here I'm using the Sambazon. This is unsweetened. It's the acai. And this particular one has kale and spinach in it. So it's their new Sambazon greens packet. That's really great. Or the unsweetened. Acai is amazing. It has so many antioxidants to help brighten your skin. Also healthy fats. It's one of the few fruits in the world that's naturally sugar-free, which is really unique. And so what I like about, usually I'm all about, whole fruit. When you can source it, some things are okay frozen. Acai is one of those things because it comes from Brazil. Of course, it comes from the rainforest. All these magical powers, and it's flash frozen at the moment of ripeness. So here's my trick for dealing with smoothie packets, you want to just warm the hot water in your sink and just hold your packet under there for like 5 seconds. I didn't start doing this until somewhat recently, and then I started doing it and I was like, wow, I should have been doing this all along. It makes it so much easier. So just a few seconds like that in fairly hot water. And then when you go to cut it open with a knife, I'm just cutting it right down the middle. See how easily that just broke apart? And bloop, I'm gonna take that whole smoothie packet and just dump it into my blender, like that. So just run it under hot water for a couple minutes. It makes a really, really huge difference. Then I'm also gonna take a ripe banana, ripe organic banana, and this is gonna add a little bit more body into the smoothie. As I mentioned earlier, hi guys, if you guys are just joining, just logging on, if you have candida, you definitely want to avoid sweet fruit for a while. So you could still use the acai, you could do plain water, or you could do almond milk. You could add some variety to this smoothie, but still make it work for you. Now, I was just talking to Dr. Jay, who's my Ayurvedic teacher, about some really great herbs to use for spring. As you guys may or may not know, Ayurveda is about using herbs and spices that support your body in each season. So now we're working to blast out, we're still working in the spring to blast out congestion from the winter. So a really important herb for the spring is cloves. And I have whole cloves here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, for this smoothie, I'm gonna take 2 cloves, which look like this. Can you guys see? My big old fingers. And this wouldn't probably blend that well, so what I do with whole spices like this is I love to put them in my mortar and pestle, which was a gift from Dr. J, by the way. This is a really important tool to use in Ayurveda. And I love the earthiness of like the stone and like making things by hand. So I'm just gonna crush the whole cloves right into my mortar and pestle. And you can get these online. You can get them in Asian markets for like 30 bucks. I'm a huge fan of mortar and pestle. I also like to use it when I'm making my pesto. Anything that you want to retain texture in, it's really fun. You can mash the basil right in there with your nuts and whatever else you're using. So I just mashed the whole cloves, and then I'm just scraping it out. You feel really cool when you're using a mortar and pestle. It just feels really organic and earthy. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's ground down. If I were to put the whole cloves, sometimes they get stuck in the blades of the blender and it doesn't get evenly distributed, which is a bummer. And then doing it this way, working with the whole cloves, bursting it open, it just smells so good and it's so fresh, and you're bursting open the flavor and you're getting a lot of the oils to come out right away. So it's really potent in your smoothie. So another important herb, another important spice rather for the spring is cinnamon. And this is a warming spice. We know that it's really helpful in the metabolism of sugar. One of you was asking about sugar. So this is a great thing to add into fruit smoothies as well. What I usually do when I'm lazy and I don't want to, get the cinnamon out in a different way, I just take the back of a spoon like this. I don't always measure when I'm cooking. In fact, usually I don't. I'll just take like a little bit. This is probably a quarter of a teaspoon or so, and just put it right into the middle of the blender. I remember I worked at this raw food cafe in the East Village in New York, and when I was training there, I was running around in the back of the kitchen, and they said, oh, always make sure you have good aim, you drop things in the middle of the blender. And I started to see why, because if you put honey on the side or coconut nectar, whatever you're doing, it never blends right. So everything try and add right into the middle. So that's it. We're gonna blend this up. Super simple recipe. It's gonna get loud for a minute. You guys see? Yee, action shot. Hi, Olivia. Hi, Jody, sending you love. Oh, Tracy said, how do you spell that? Okay, sweetheart, mommy's done blending. I'm gonna pick you up 1 second. I'm just gonna pour this out. So you spell acai, A-C-A-I. Oh, if I don't kill myself running into the dishwasher. Okay, sweet pea, hold on 1 second. And I did not blend that enough. You guys saw the chunks come out, but that's okay because it's gonna melt as I drink it. So I just wanna show you, this is my favorite consistency of smoothie where it's not too skinny, but it's not too thick. It's like medium and it's so delicious, and I can totally taste the clove and the cinnamon. Come here, Angel. Look who wanted to say hello. Look who wanted, this is a huge smoothie lover himself. Bobby drinks a lot of smoothies every day. Usually he drinks the golden green smoothie. So, acai, spelled A-C-I. You guys can see what I love about smoothies is you can make them in like 30 seconds. One day, it's a little hard right now, the angle. I want to show you guys my freezer. I have so much acai in there because it's such a great go-to. I have acai almost every day, like pretty often, a lot during the week. It's one of the foods I wrote about in Beauty Detox Foods. It's such an amazing beauty food, and it's so skin brightening. It's so wonderful for your joints and just for your overall wellness that I'm a really big fan. So Tracy, it's spelled A-C-I, A-C-A-I, acai. And a lot of people pronounce it acai, but it's actually acai. Uh-oh, Bubby's trying to knock down my tripod. No, Angel. No. Play over here for 1 second. Let Mommy give you something to play with. Bubby loves playing with wooden spoons. Here you go, bud. Yeah. My 7th. Oh, great. E said her 7-month-old baby is trying GGS right now and loves it. That's fantastic. Bubby has been having GGS since he was about 7 months old, and he has 2 a day. That's fantastic. Natalia says, are you familiar with, actually recommends having tons of fruit for candida? Yes, I am familiar with people saying, oh, you're the opposite. Like, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Auntie Eva? Yeah. Can you hold Bubby for a second? Yeah, 1 second, buddy. There's a lot of different theories about, or there's different theories about fruit and sugar and candida. It's been my personal experience that it's a combination approach of, you know, cutting down the sugars that are feeding the yeast. That doesn't get to the systemic, like the root cause. You know, I've been taking probiotics. Here's the SBO probiotics I'm really passionate about. I've been taking those along with other ways to heal the gut and to work. You know, grapefruit seed extract was something I took for a while, and that was really helpful. It's funny, we're using cloves today. Clove oil has, there's research showing it can be really helpful for candida as well. Cutting back on gluten and dairy. So it's an involved approach. For me, what worked for me is giving up fruit for a while. But you know, there's different theories, and we have to see what works in our own bodies. Bonnie says, hi from Texas. Hello. I'm watching you in my smart TV. Awesome, guys. That is it's one technical smoothie. Yeah, I guess, you know, it's kind of fun. Anytime I have an excuse to use my mortar and pestle, I'm all for it. And what I love is just smoothies are so easy, and they're one-handed. I feel like I need my hands so much. Sitting down and like cutting things and using both hands is really hard for me to do sometimes during the day. I have Bubby. Out there's my outdoor office, and I'm sure for you guys as well, if I'm driving in the car, I'm just drinking my smoothie. It just makes my life a lot easier. Jessica says, where do you buy acai? So you can buy acai in the frozen section of grocery stores next to the frozen fruit. Again, as I mentioned, going in my trash. I really like the Sambazon brand. It's the one I've been using for years. So you can find it there. You can get the unsweetened, or today, what I had in my freezer was the acai with greens. So there's some organic spinach and kale. And that's also a great variety. You can't find it anywhere. You know, if you look, a lot of more commercial grocery stores have it, but look, if you have access to a health chain like Whole Foods, you could check that out as well. What is your baby's favorite smoothie? He really loves glowing green smoothie. That's the only one he's really had so far. We give that to him quite a bit, and different varieties of that. Megan says, I've noticed with the SBO probiotic, I get tired. Is this normal? Well, the SBO probiotic is very powerfully rebuilding your gut. I've noticed, like for me and some other people I've talked to, there can be a little bit of gassiness initially. There's a die-off effect when we start to balance the the good and the bad bacteria. So there's change that happens in the beginning, but it's an amazing thing to take long term because SBO stands for soil-based organisms, which is the type of probiotics that our ancestors naturally used to ingest from unwashed fruits and vegetables. There was a little bit of dirt. They didn't have running water. So it's amazing. Mother Nature is our highest teacher. If you guys are interested in learning more about the SBO probiotics, there's more information on KimberlySnyder.com. What is the best blender to use for smoothies? Oh, well, thank you for asking. I'm really obsessed with my Vitamix. I gave one as a gift recently to my sister-in-law, and she's obsessed. If you go to KimberlySnyder.com, there's also some of my favorite models for the Vitamix. I've been using it for years, and it's really efficient. It's really fantastic. Ingrid said Whole Foods has acai. Yes, I even found it. I found it in London when I was there. I found it in different places, so it just depends where you live. You can look around. Giselle says, you've been my inspiration to get healthy. Thank you, Giselle. We're all connected. We're all here to support each other. So awesome that you're getting healthy. Oh, Olivia says Trader Joe's has acai too. That's interesting. I love smoothies. They saved my life. Yes, they've saved my life as well from a time standpoint, from an energy standpoint. Just having that ability to throw something and get something really nutritious out in just a few minutes, I think is absolutely key. It's a lifesaver. We all get really busy. What I do for meals is a lot of one-pot meals. You guys want to see my favorite pot for that? Ta-da! There's my favorite pot. And not to get off topic, but here's my favorite green pan. So there's just a couple of, great cooking items that I use over and over again. My blender is one of them. If you guys want more recipes, things like the kitchery, things I throw together in one pot are really, really great and really easy, so you don't have to, fuss with like a million different steps. I get that more than ever now that I'm a busy, busy mom, and my recipes have gotten a lot easier. All right, let me grab Bubby one more time. Come here, my angel. Come here, Mama's angel. Oh, come here, honey. Come here, honey. You want to say hi to the beauties? Okay. We have this fence because I keep him out of the kitchen usually. There's just too much going on, but he likes to crawl around outside. So say hi, Bubba. Hi, little bub. Hi, little Bubby. Yeah, yeah. Say have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm glad we're back on this, regular flow. Once a week, I'm doing the Kim Cooks Live cooking show every week, and then I'm doing a Q&A regular discussion as well. Make sure you guys subscribe because I'm on at such random times. Have an amazing weekend. I'll be with you guys. Remember, another smoothie recipe is coming out Sunday. If you guys aren't on our free mailing list on KimberlySnyder.com, please join because I send out a couple recipes a week, as long as lots of other information. So I'll see you guys soon. Lots of love.